Hi everybody, welcome to Overland Expo in Loveland, Colorado. It's ModVans here. We're here to do our second version of the reveal. First one had kind of grainy, crappy video, so we're doing another one here for all our fans online so they can really see what we've been up to. We're super excited to show off the first of our X series. We have this poster here that we put on the van to try to make it clear what differentiates this to the people walking by. You know, most important is our cloud connected management system. Everything in the RV conversion, the furnaces, the water system, all the awning, the pop-up top, the lighting, it's all controlled by a central computer. That computer is monitoring everything, and then also gives the ability to control all those devices either through software, smart software that automatically turns things on and off depending on the conditions it senses, like low or high temperature, or also through an app. So you have an app that can run on a phone, a tablet that's in the van, and you can control all those functions and also see what the van's doing. We also, part of the X series is having this floor mounted battery, which we're going to show you in just a minute. As far as we know, this is the biggest battery ever put in an RV. It's the size of 2 Tesla Powerwalls. And then also we've tied that together with highly efficient 12-volt appliances. So all the appliances, including the heating and the air conditioner, water heater, refrigerator, they're all 12 volt, so they're as efficient as possible without having to do voltage conversions. So JT, some intro speaks from our chief engineer, JT.
Okay, we can slowly peek inside the van, and I'll talk a little bit more about the battery itself. So for this X series, we developed a fully integrated floor system where the entire floor of the van is one giant lithium battery. So we built a 12-volt system out of individual cells. We'll walk around in the back, so we'll kind of see a little bit the arrangement of those cells and how that works. So just for the show here, we made this little window opening in the floor so that we can explain to people what's what, how it's configured. So this would be about one cell. They're pretty slim, so everything is tucked under the floor. On the low roof, you can barely tell that the floor is raised. We actually divided into 2 massive 12-volt modules. Everything is connected together. We have very, very minimal wiring, and we designed a pretty efficient solid bus bar system. Like PJ said, that's 2,160 amp hours of lithium, at least twice bigger than the best one we've seen so far. Everything in the van is 12 volts. Everything will be computer controlled, and the van itself, the brain of the van, will be able to do a lot of stuff for you. So
JT, you want to show us how to turn on some lights with the app?
Yeah, so right now I think I have my phone connected to it. So we have the beta version of the app right now connected to my phone. All right, so pretty simple interface for now, but all right, I just clicked on the main lights, so I did turn the main lights on, turn them off. If I want to turn the bed lights on, that's another set of lights. We have a few functionalities right now. Actually, I can even bring the pop-top down. So just a click of a button on my phone and the pop-top starting to come down. Obviously it's electric. Takes about 60 seconds. I won't bring it all the way down so we can still kind of see the interior. Actually, let's bring it back up. And then on the pop-top itself, for the X series, we have a lot of stuff going on. Maybe we can walk on the side of it and kind of check it out from a little bit further. So a ton of off-road lights. We'll give you a tour of kind of like the off-road capabilities of this vehicle right after that. So on top we have a bunch of lights, big 50-inch bar in the front, some scene lights in the back, 3 of them, 3 30-inch lights, that's also all computer controlled. So here we have it on the side turning on. In the front of it, you can see the big 12 volt AC. It does have some solar panels. It's supposed to be off. That's about 300 watts of solar panels up there to keep the simpler functions online, like the lights, the TV, some entertainment system. If we look at the exterior of the van now, this one is pretty beastie. It's got a 2-inch suspension lift kit, some bigger off-road tires. It's got the full backwards bumper off-road package. Really nice unit, top quality. The front one has integrated lights, 20-inch light bar, some pod lights, 12,000-pound winch with the remote. The back bumper has pretty much all and any accessories you would need on the trails. A really good fit for this Overland Expo show. That's really what it's about, like being out there, super remote locations and testing the capabilities of the vehicle. So we got stuff to dig you out, the rails to get out the sand, the snow, the spare tire mounted on this really heavy duty aluminum bumper, swing out bumper. Really nice unit. Stays pretty tucked in and really solid on the trail. We actually just put the Transit all-wheel drive through its paces last week in the Colorado mountains, and there was about 12 vans, 12 different vendors. Everybody was extremely impressed with the capabilities of the all-wheel drive. It was super fun.
And the ModVans conversions on those trails, because they didn't fall apart. Everything's still livable. We camped in the van this weekend.
Exactly. So everything stayed in place. We can check out the inside a little more. PJ, we got some cool entertainment system going on in this van. Can you kind of talk about it a little bit?
Sure. This van actually has a in-motion satellite TV receiver. This was built for a customer that is online all day in order to do their business. They need constant news feeds, so we're actually going to have 2 TVs when the build's complete. Right now we have the one up in the pop-up top, and then we'll have one downstairs for the downstairs suite. And they are connected to a central HDMI hub, so all the entertainment is also controlled by the computer, so the computer can direct where the audio goes to the audio system. We have a really nice audio system. We'll walk around and show you some of the speakers in a minute. And then the HDMI switch that allows you to route the signals coming from either a Fire Stick or the satellite, in-motion satellite TV receiver, or your laptop, iPads and those kind of things, being able to control whatever video feed you have and audio feed is going through the 2 TVs in the stereo system.
So PJ, right now on my phone I have the first version of the app to control this van. Can you talk a little bit about how to upgrade it? What is it going to be able to do in the future?
Sure. So the first version is going to be pretty simple, but our big goal for this build is to be able to have over-the-air updates. So we're going to make sure that it can be the software first and most foremost. We turn everything on and off real simply, and then we have the ability to have over-the-air updates. And over time, we'll just keep improving features. So for example, if the van has connection to the internet, it can get the weather forecast. It can turn on and off the plumbing heating. It all has heated plumbing to keep from freeze damage. You can do that automatically without the customer having to do that. If the customer wants to run the AC and it needs to engage some more battery modules, that's all going to be automatic eventually, because we can just keep updating that software and adding new and cooler features. A lot of stuff to do with managing the water system, whether it's keeping it warm or dumping it out automatically, sucking in water from alternative sources and filtering it. That can all be controlled with the app. In order to make the computer system work, we actually had to design several custom circuit boards and have them manufactured to our specifications. It's been quite a big process of just figuring it all out, and especially with all the supply chain craziness. I mean, we literally have, you know, all these different components, hundreds of components going on these boards, and you know, when we submit the board to be manufactured, they're all available, and then, you know, over the next few days they go in and out of availability. But we have our first boards coming really soon, and we're really excited to get them back in the R&D lab and start running our software, which we have been already developing with our prototype boards. And when we get the final circuit boards, we'll put the two pieces together. So there's 3 ways to charge the X series. We have a shore power inlet that you can plug into up to a 30 amp outlet from your home or an RV park. It has a 120 amp battery charger, which is quite a bit bigger than a typical battery charger supplied in a Class B RV. We also have dual alternators. It has 6,000 watts of charging power, so it'll be able to charge that big battery pretty quickly with the engine running. And then it does have solar panels. The solar panels are about 320 watts. It's not going to be able to charge fast enough to make up for using the AC, for example, but it's a great supplement to replace the energy that's used by, let's say, your refrigerator. So JT, tell us a little bit about how warm you're going to be in the winter here in Colorado when it finally gets cold.
It will be so cozy. So actually a lot of people ask us, can you sleep upstairs in the winter? Is it insulated? Does it get cold? And the answer is yes, it gets pretty warm up there. You can sleep up there, and it's actually the best spot to sleep. So the heat rises, obviously, and then once you roll down the windows and those privacy curtains, it actually gets super cozy up there. Typically, in the winter, we'll keep the heaters on a pretty low setting, so we'll still have some heat all night, and we'll be pretty comfortable up there. This one has pretty big heating elements on both sides of the van, driver, passenger. It has heated floors in the main cabin area in the front. It has heated seats in the back for the passengers. Heated seats from the front, that's the full factory option. So there's going to be plenty of heat in there. It's going to be super cozy in the winter.
And what voltage is all that heating running at?
All that stuff is on 12 volt, obviously. So everything will be computer controlled. Some of it could be totally turned on by the brain of the van. You know, if it sees that it's getting too cold, or the user can also do whatever they want with it through the app. Let's go back towards the front. We'll look at the cab a little bit more in details. PJ, maybe you can show us the awesome sound system that this van is equipped with.
Sure. So Chris, maybe you can get a camera look at that subwoofer in there. We built the subwoofer into the cabinet. It sounds great. It has an amplifier that goes with it. It has speakers all around the van. We upgraded all the factory speakers. It's been really fun to kind of let loose a little bit on the stereo side and let the guys in the shop really kind of help us tune that. Keeping with the induction or the electric theme, this is a dual burner induction stove. It's actually offered an option on any of our builds, but it really makes sense here in the X series where everything's electric already. This is an extra tap that's actually really cool. So the biggest limiting factor when you have a gigantic battery and you know, gas and dehydrated food, refrigerator, is going to be your water supply. The CV1, the biggest water supply you can get is 35 gallons. So we kind of realized that that was going to be the limiting factor, but we often camp in places that have water sources available if you can purify it. So this vehicle actually has a water purification system that includes filters and also a UV light decontamination system. So, and it's all 12 volts, so even the UV lights are 12 volts. So you can pull water from any stream or lake, and these systems are going to be able to take it to a safe drinking status.
35 gallons sounds already quite a bit compared to what you would get in a typical vehicle, no?
Yeah, so certainly compared to, you know, any of the smaller RV manufacturers, typically be 20 gallons or even 15 gallons in their tanks. So 35 is on the high side, and then basically unlimited if you're camping somewhere with a water source now. So we made special seats just for the X series. We're super excited about that. Yeah.
So the one we're looking at right now, this X series, is based on the CV1. Can we get it on something else?
Sure, you can add the X Series as kind of a giant option to any of our models. We have the CV1, which is the low roof, the CV1M over here, which is our medium roof. Maybe Chris can get a shot of the posters that we made for the show. And then also, of course, you can add the X Series to our MH1, our high roof build. That's a really exciting build because it's super competitive in the Class B marketplace. There's just basically nothing else even up close to the battery capacity, water capacity, sleeping capacity, seat capacity, you know, just every dimension of that MH1, the way we built it out is better and bigger than anything competitive.
And off-road capabilities, as we just...
we dusted the Sprinter. The Sprinters do not stand a chance.
Yeah. You want to check out the MH1 real quick?
Yep.
Maybe take a quick shots of it just to show the beauty of it.
And again, we can maybe take a quick look at the posters. I don't know how visible they'll be on the video, but
yeah, maybe especially the left one, which pertains to the MH1X. See the options you would get with it and how it would compare to some other vans on the market.
So the posters have been great at the show because it's been so busy that the four of us can't keep up with the traffic. So a lot of people just come in and they see the posters, they read the bullets, and they get really intrigued and they stop to see inside the vans, or they ask more follow-up questions about what they see.
Whoa, that looks new.
So we just got finally our low roof opening windows. We're really excited about these. 2 years in the making. We have opening windows, half open sliders on the second row, both driver and passenger side. So that's unique to ModVans right now. You know, we're the only ones that have them because we had them made just for us.
So what do you really use it for?
These are just great for cross ventilation. You know, everybody wants it when it's really warm. You get the breeze going across. If you have the top down, if you have the top up, you have the 6 opening windows, you get tons of air and very breezy environment. But if you're sitting somewhere, or if you're just sitting at that table, you know, and the sun's really baking in, I feel like the two windows are super nice to have the opening windows. Yeah, they all have bug screens. They're
It's
privacy
also
glass, so with built-in tinting.
It's right in front of the kitchen as well when you're cooking.
Yeah, help you vent out some air.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody else has that.
Again, we have the posters kind of explaining people what the major features are and how we compete to vehicles that we see ourselves as an alternative to. So in this case, it would be a kind of a mid to high-end SUV. And I'll just hop in real quick, and you can see how, you know, one of the big themes of 2021 has been working from the road. And so this is, you know, again, our French train setup, and I've been here every morning checking my email, getting business done here in the low roof CV1. It's actually awesome. And then again, we have these opening windows, get the breeze during the day. Just super nice. This is better than my office. This is really better than my office at work, to be honest. So maybe I'll be sitting out in the parking lot. You'll have to come.
We'll
You'll have to come find me in the parking lot from now on, JT.
Yeah. It's all right. I'll have my own office in my MH1 next to you, with my own opening windows.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Here in Colorado, as JT had mentioned earlier, we've really been putting the vans through the paces. We took this low roof and the high roof MH1 that you just saw. We took them on a big off-road adventure with one of our vendors, and they performed very high level. We were able to go up and down all the obstacles. It was a 13,000 foot, very rocky Jeep trail pass. And And there was a sprinter along with us that wasn't able to successfully make it up the hills, had to be towed. So, so we're super pleased, and I think everybody, like JT was saying, all the vendors, they didn't have as much experience with the Transit, but they were blown away with how capable it was.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot of pictures and footage of that coming up shortly, maybe at the end of next week when we're back at the shop and we kind of take the time to do that a little bit. It'll be fun. We'll put it on the website. Maybe you can put in an update and we'll do some fun montage of everything.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's it, I think.
Yeah, I think that's it for the Overland Mountain West. We're looking forward for the next ones, the other shows. And again, thank you everybody for following us, for believing in us, investing in us, and taking a ride with us. So we'll give you another update later.